I've made a terrible mistake.
Is it a prisoner?
I was sent with a message from Antonia Gavilan de Logroño.
Logroño? How is that possible?
All things are possible.
The episode begins when Marnie, channeled Antonia, she announces that she's now returned. That becomes the fulcrum of the episode.
What is your business with Antonia?
The vampires, they're preparing themselves for this big, resurrection, which is going to propel them into the sun, and the only thing that will stop them is the silver.
Well, I sure as hell don't want to frown the sun. What do?
The vampires are deliberately incapacitating themselves. So there's a great deal of fear, which on possibly the last day of their lives affords them a moment of reflection. I'm writing it as a fan of these actors. In a way, it's sort of giving them an opportunity to really have their soliloquies.
The first scene that we filmed actually was Bill and Jessica, and having them feel that as if this could be their last day on Earth. And Jessica is trying to make Bill, almost in a parental role, feel better about his being her maker.
I've lived more with you than I ever would have with my human parents.
And as she's revealing her feelings about Hoyt, maybe have dissipated in the way that you can tell someone on your last day on Earth is a truth serum, and he's remembering and feeling about his situation with Sookie. They're both putting on a brave face, and they both want the other person to feel better. The way that they interplay upon each other is fascinating.
Jessica, because she has the least silver on her, because Bill can't bear to see her go through the pain of having silver on her, she is the one who gets away. She may have to pay the consequences of having the least silver on her.
The sun!
Conversely, with Eric and Sookie, that there's this feeling of, if Eric wants to know if his memory comes back, will Sookie still want to be with him? And she reflects on some of the things that he's done in the past.
If you can overlook the things I've done and forgive me for them, I don't want to remember.
And then there's a little bit of him trying to get the silver chains off as well, and he thinks that the spell is going to be okay, but she has to be steadfast in this. So everyone's tested. Everyone's tested in the entire episode, I would say, with their resolve, with how strong this plan is, and with their feelings at this point in the series.
Well, the same way vampires possess magic, witches are human beings who possess a magic that is kind of the converse of vampires. In this particular case, the witches on our shows are necromancers, so they practice death magic, and vampires, being the undead, can be controlled. This is the kryptonite for vampires, and a lot of the necromancers on our show have been drawn to it because they were, in their human lives, victimized by vampires.
They have raped us, fed on us. Am I right?
How do you know that?
I don't think our villains are necessarily completely villainous. I don't think our heroes are completely good. It's a more complex allegory of what happens in any conflict. I don't think it's always black or white.